Good morning and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. Today I'm going to talk about projecting. What are you putting out into the world? Because whatever you put out there is going to come back to you multiplied. Many people go throughout the day wondering why this happens, why that happens, why people are rude to them, why people treat them badly, why people disrespect them, why girls brush them off, why girls ignore them, etc. Why is that? Maybe you're a good-looking man, you're in good shape, you're built, you got a six-pack, you make good money, but yet still, people don't treat you with respect. You have to go take a look in the mirror. Do you respect yourself? Do you really love yourself? If you look in the mirror and say, I love you, I respect you, and you feel anything other than good about it when you say it, then you probably don't really respect yourself. And people will treat us the way we treat ourselves. It's a fact. You can't get away from it. Also, when you're talking to someone, when you're meeting people for the first time, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking, I wonder if they will like me? I hope they like me? If you're thinking that, then there's something about you that you probably don't like about yourself. Because if you like and accepted yourself, you wouldn't really be concerned about whether they like you or not. I mean, I think we've all experienced that if we can look at ourselves objectively enough. Think about all the factions, the different people out there, the different groups that are striving and fighting for acceptance. Do you think if they really accepted themselves and their lifestyle or the way they want to live, that they would be fighting for other people to accept them? I mean, of course you can understand if people are openly discriminating against them or abusing them or attacking them on a physical level. But really, what does it matter if other people accept you or not if you accept yourself? Well, you may say it's because of discrimination. I get discriminated against. Everyone gets discriminated against. Are you ever going to make the world fair and perfect? No, you're not. Does that mean we shouldn't try? Well, no, I'm not saying that either. But to try on the outside, to try to force people to accept you or call you by a certain name or pronoun, or to call you, to accept your different lifestyle that you choose to live or that you think you are, it just doesn't work. I mean, I lived a different lifestyle when I was younger. I was what they called a hippie. I was a motorcycle Harley guy, long hair, partier. Do you think the rednecks accepted me? No, they didn't. Do you think they picked on me? Yes, they did. Do you think they pushed me around? Yes, they did. But that was what I chose. I wanted to be that, or I was that. However you want to say it. Nowadays, you would say, well, that's just the way I am. No, I've been many things in my life. I was a student. I was a son. I've been a father. I've been a teacher. I've been a professional boxer. I've been an amateur boxer. I've been a triathlete. And I could name off quite a few others. A contractor. Now, was that who I was, or was that just something I chose to do? Because no matter what you say, you have a choice. I can choose to act like a masculine man, or I can choose to act like a feminine man. I have a choice. Now, do I have inclinations to do other things, to act in certain ways, maybe to act aggressively, to treat people badly? Of course I do. I'm human. I have those inclinations. Some inclinations or some, defects or desires that really go against society. Everybody has those. Now, do I dwell on those? Do I give into those? Or do I try to get rid of them? Or do I ask God to help me remove those? That's what I do, because I can't seem to do that myself. I'll give you an example. If I get up in the morning and say, I'm not going to cuss today, I'm going to stop cursing. more than likely I'll do more cussing today than I did the day before. But if I get up and ask God to remove that from me, and I'm not a religious guy, so whatever God means to you, or even if you don't believe in God, just ask for help from nature or divinity or whatever, but our higher self. When I talk about asking God for help, I'm talking about the God that I believe lives within me and lives within you, that is in everything. I don't understand that. I don't know how that works, but somehow that works. And I use that because it's worked for millions of people before me. So that's why I use it. To become successful, we have to see what successful people have done. And if you want to accomplish things in life and be a man with more character and more integrity, look at the past men, if you're a man, and women if you're a woman, and see what they've done, what has worked for them. Joan of Arc, now she got burned, but many famous men who accomplished things got crucified, murdered, beaten, flogged, etc. The point I'm making is, if you copy the things that those people do and incorporate them into your life. Now, I'm not talking about being a mimic, exact copy of these people, but take the characteristic traits that you like about them, that you admire, that you want to be, because they're already inside of you, and use those on a daily basis. And when you find yourself falling short of your ideal, just pick yourself back up and start over again. It's really just that simple. And it goes back to what my old coach used to tell me. You are what you think you are. And what you think you are is what people are going to see. I was reading a post today, a guy, he was wanting to meet women and he's having a hard time. And some of the men in the group are really getting on him because it's his attitude. He doesn't believe he deserves whatever it is that he wants, and thus he projects that out and people reject him. If you go in for a job interview and you go in there thinking that they'll never hire me, I'm not good enough, I don't have a college education, I don't have this, I don't have that, how do you think those people are going to perceive you? What kind of person are you projecting to them? What kind of person are you putting out there? And you're more than likely are putting the people that's interviewing you above you. They're not going to see you as their equal or even someone who can do the job because you're putting yourself down. Now, you may say all the right words and have all the right answers, but what they're going to pick up on is what you really believe about yourself. And it can work just the opposite too. If you go in there and really don't have the credentials or the experience to get the job, but if you believe you can do it, I mean really believe in your heart, your subconscious mind, the very deepest part of yourself, that is what they will pick up on when you speak at the interview. Same thing when you go up to meet a girl, for you men. If you go up there believing that you are a catch, now, not being arrogant and cocky, well, I say better to err on the side of arrogance, but I mean believing in yourself. Because a lot of times when a person is arrogant or really overly cocky, they really don't believe in themselves, so they're overcompensating. But if you do have kind of an arrogance or confidence, I'll say like Andrew Tate. A lot of people don't like him because he seems to be a braggart, but I don't believe that man is bragging because he's trying to build up his low self-esteem. I've seen a lot of successful men like that, and they're not afraid to say that they're good or great at what they do. Muhammad Ali is a good example, many others throughout history. We live in a society where it almost seems like it's put down to tell people that you're great. If you believe you're great and you are great, there's nothing wrong with saying you are. But if you don't believe you are really within the deepest part of yourself and you say it, then it comes off as fake and arrogant and false confidence. But here's something else I'll tell you, a little secret. It's really not a secret, but sometimes I think people seem to think it's a secret. If you think you're a 10, and I'm not talking about some of these women who say they're a 10, but they don't look even close to a 10. everybody's a 10 in the eyes of God. We're all equal as humanity, if you want to look at it that way. We're all equally valuable as people. I'm talking about, for lack of a better term, on the sexual market or in the dating market, let's say it that way. If you believe you're a 10, you will actually make yourself into that 10 first. But first you got to convince yourself that you are. But if you convince yourself that you are, your actions will follow that up. You'll start taking better care of your body, your appearance, your hair, your physique, everything, your mental attitude. But that's not going to happen overnight. But when you do that, you'll start to see results in the outer world. Because if you project out of you that you're a 10, other people will start treating you as such. That's why when I see people talk about, well, I'm not good looking, I'm not 6 foot tall, I don't make 6 figures, whatever it is, they think that's what's restricting them from getting the type of girls to date that they want. And it's really not that at all. It's their attitude. They can become or be whatever they want to be. They're already limiting themselves. I've said this before, my son's about 5'4", 5, something like that. He's not tall, has no problem getting women. He's not in good shape. Actually, he was up to 200 pounds here a few months back, and now he weighs about 150 or 140. But he was getting women then, good looking women. So what is it? Is it his appearance? He's not a bad looking guy. But I just told you he was overweight, but yet he could still get women. Because he believes in himself. That's why I've seen guys that aren't that good looking pick up some really fine looking chicks. But if you believe that you're not worthy or not good enough or not tall enough or not six-pack enough or not successful enough, that's what she's going to pick up on. Not the way you look or anything. There's guys out there that are handsome as hell that can't pick up women because they don't believe in themselves. Or they believe if they go to the gym and get in shape, the women are going to come after them. Well, they may be attracted to you. That will be, a certain part of that will be true. But as soon as you open your mouth and start talking, they're going to see and experience who you really are on the inside. You may be beautiful on the outside, but if you're not beautiful on the inside, they're going to pick up on it. It's the same way with you guys. Haven't you ever met a girl you thought was really fine? But then once she started talking to you, she didn't look so fine. And the reverse of that, haven't you ever met a girl that you thought she was okay, maybe a 5 or a 6, but the more you talked to her, the better looking she got. It's all coming from the inside of you and me. It's what you project to the outer world. I believe that what I have to say to you is going to help you because I've experienced a lot of things in my life. Check out my book on Amazon, Coming Back Home, The True Adventure of Mark Daniels. That book will help you. It will help you see that no matter how many times you fail, you're not a failure. If you get back up and try again. Because here I am at 62 years old. I'm still moving right along here. I've had more failures than most of you, I'll guarantee you. Done some pretty stupid things. But were they really stupid things? Or were they really stepping stones to get me to where I want to go? I still have big dreams, goals, visions. You think you need to quit having dreams or goals when you're 40, 50, 60 years old? If you're going to quit doing that, then you just as well quit living. Because life is all about dreaming, about envisioning your future, about how you want it to be. And if you're still here today, you still have a future. All right, I hear my dog crying outside the door, so I guess that's my cue to stop this morning. Had some work come in, so I'm real happy about that. Looking forward to getting out there and doing some physical activity, some real work. I mean, I run and work out, but it's just not the same. I like to serve people, just like I like to serve you, like I'm doing right now. So I'm out of here. You have a great day. Come back tomorrow. We'll see you then.